Hello, hello. I think I'm live on YouTube. Let me check. Let me see if I can even see some comments here. Let me know if you're hearing me okay, seeing me okay. 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 Let me see. Just 1 second. I think I am live. I think I was able to do it. I am. Just 1 second. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Let me just warn people here on Instagram that I'm live on YouTube. Let's do it. So today we are going to see some really important things. There are some verbs that I get questions all the time, and those verbs are saber e conhecer. So this seems like a big table. Oh my God, it's so big. No, it's not so big. So in the yellow column, we have everything written in Portuguese. In the green column, we have everything in English. Okay, so you can, if you don't know the meaning of a word, if you're confused, you can still follow what I'm talking about, grammar and words and vocabulary, but you can look at the meaning. Okay, so let me just bring people from Instagram. Okay, it's not this, but I can do it. I really think I can do it. Hello, language learners. So this is Maria, your European Portuguese guide. Today I'm live on YouTube because I want to use my pen and my wonderful iPad with all the information you need. So come follow me on YouTube. The channel is Learn Portuguese with Maria. You can find it very easily. Okay, so see you soon. Okay. Oh, they couldn't do it? Okay. Let's do it again. I'm sorry, just 1 second. Let me see if there's any comments here. No, it's good. Okay, I am sorry, this is the first time I'm doing this, but this will start in 1 minute. But I just need to warn people I'm here. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think just 1 second. Okay. Hello, language learners. This is Maria, your European Portuguese guide. So I just stopped by to tell you that I'm live on YouTube. My YouTube channel, Learn Portuguese with Maria, on YouTube. I will leave the link in the comments. Okay, so I will be here for about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes the most. just a small class about verbo conseguir e verbo poder, the difference between these two verbs. This is a question I get a lot, and every exam has this kind of question, okay? Because it's kind of hard, because in English it's just one word. Conseguir e poder, usually it's can. And in Portuguese, we are very, very specific. We have more than one word for that. And also the difference between saber e conhecer. Also in English is two words. It's one word. To know. In Portuguese, it's two. Okay, so we really have to know the difference between these four verbs, and we're going to do that live on YouTube. Check it out. The link is on the comments, and I'm live here on YouTube. People are waiting, and I'm going. Okay, so see you soon. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm really appreciative of your patience. Now I'm here with you on YouTube. Let's get to work. So, what do we have here? Okay. So, verbo saber e verbo conhecer. We want to know the difference, right? Because in English it's easier. You just have one word, to know. But in Portuguese it's a little harder. So, first of all, conhecer. I have here a very typical Portuguese sound, nhe, conhecer. Because the ending has er, these two letters, you can tell, I mean the infinitive, just the name of the verb. It's not conjugated, it's just the name, it's pure. So, conhecer, I can use, so I'm going to present you with different scenarios, different uses of these two words in Portuguese, okay? And first, we are going to look at when do we use conhecer in Portuguese, because we want to know the difference, when I use conhecer and when I use saber. Conhecer, I have seen it before. I have been there before. So, for example, about having seen something before. Já conheces o meu primo? Do you know my cousin? Conheço, yes. I've seen him before. Right? Conheço, está na minha equipa de futebol. So, do you know my cousin? Conheces o meu primo? And the answer is conheço. He's in my football team, something like that. Soccer team. I'm sorry, soccer. I don't know a lot about sports. So, you see, verbo conhecer here is used because I've seen that person before. It doesn't mean I'm his friend. I can be, but it just means I've seen that person before. Now, an example about having been in one place. Conheces o Porto? Do you know Porto, the city? Não conheço. No, I don't know it. I haven't been there. This works in Portuguese. Okay, so we use verbo conhecer also for places. Okay, so two uses for verbo conhecer. Saber. So now we know this, now we want to know this. Saber is ter conhecimento de algo. So I'm here. Ok? Ter conhecimento de algo. Having the information. Let's look at an example. Já sei que here, one, okay? So let's look at the example. Já sei que ganhaste uma medalha. Parabéns. So, I got the information that you won a medal. This is an example. Okay, so I have that information. Já sei que ganhaste uma medalha. Parabéns. So I have that information. I can use verbo saber. Example 2. So the second use for this verb. We use this not when we have the information, we have the knowledge. We use it when we know. We don't have to be proficient, but we know how to do something. And this is a good trick. We can think of something we went through the process of learning before. Okay? So I will use verbo ser when I went through the process of learning something before. For example, eu sei, so second use, second example. Eu sei andar de bicicleta, mas não sei tocar piano. Okay, so I know how to ride a bike, but I don't know how to play the piano. Okay, so the translation here is a little bit off. Maybe in English it works. Okay, in Portuguese we would use the verb saber. So I know how to ride a bike. I know how to ride a bike. I've been through the process before. I had those tiny wheels in the back, and then I lost the wheels, and then I went alone, and then I fell, and then I got up on the bike again. I went through the process, and now I know how to ride a bike. I didn't went through that process with the piano. Maybe I had lessons or not, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to do it. That's the important thing. So I will say, não sei tocar piano. Okay. Okay, interesting thing. This is a detail. This is a detail. It's not about the meaning of these verbs, but I will share it. So pay attention to this. After verb saber, we have infinitives. Okay, so we conjugate verb saber, but the verb afterwards, it's in the infinitive form. Okay, now let's see another example for the same meaning. I know how to do something because I went through the process of learning that thing before. 2. Não sei falar francês. Sei, verbo saber. I don't know how to speak French, but I can understand everything. Okay, so another example. I haven't went through that process. I haven't learned the grammar and the verbs and all of that, but I kind of can understand something. Actually, I can understand a lot. I can understand everything, tudo, okay? But I cannot speak. So, não sei falar. I didn't went through the process of speaking, which is actually the hardest when you are learning a language, okay? We have 4 pillars, 4 plus 2. Okay, when we are learning a language, we want to learn how to speak, understand, listen, write and read, okay, in very broad strokes. And then we don't want to, I know we don't want to, but we have to learn the grammar and the pronunciation, the phonetics. In very broad strokes, this is it. Okay, so this person doesn't know how to do the hardest, because speaking is the hardest thing, right? We have to, in the moment, with very fast thinking, a fast thought process, go through the rules and produce accurate information correct information. The construction has to be correct and the grammar and all of that. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let me check the comments and see if there is any questions so far. We saw two verbs so far. Conhecer e saber. Two verbs. So let me just check this. Un segundo. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, I don't think there is any questions. Let's move on. Okay, so now we are going to see the other two verbs. So this four verbs, this is very typical, okay? Most of the students, most of the nationalities mix these two pairs up, conhecer e saber and poder e conseguir. So let's look at the second pair, saber, poder e conseguir. Poder e conseguir. In English, maybe can, okay? In Portuguese, two different verbs, we are very precise with the words. Okay, so for this, we have a word, and for this, we have another one. Okay, let's start with conseguir. Conseguir, to have the ability, physical or mental, with my body or with my mind, to do something, first. Second, to achieve. And sometimes they kind of overlap, because I mean, I achieve something when I'm able to do something, but sometimes we do want to reinforce the idea that I have achieved something. So we will see the examples and see that nuance, that slight difference between the two. Let's start with conseguir. In English, can. I can, let's look at the first example. I can't understand the doctor's handwriting. So I don't have the ability, because doctors usually write super fast. Let me see if I can do it. No, I can. They write, oh, prescription. In Portuguese, receita. And they write like this. This happens. Am I correct? I know I am. Sometimes in the pharmacy, people, oh, I'm not sure what this is. Okay, so let me, okay, so I can't understand the doctor's handwriting. I don't have that mental ability to do that. So let's see in Portuguese. Eu não consigo compreender a letra do médico. I can't understand the doctor's handwriting. Eu não consigo. Now this is interesting. Again, we have, after the verb conseguir, the verb next to it is in the infinitive. So in this situation, we have compreender in the infinitivo, the same way as here. If I have a verb after saber, the first case, also I have infinitive, okay. Okay, so this is the first example. I don't have that mental ability. Let's see the second example about the first function. Ele consegue correr 5 quilômetros por dia. So he can run 5 kilometers per day. He has that physical ability. He can, I probably cannot. but he probably practiced for that. First 1 kilometer, then 2, then 4, and so on. Third example for the first function, this one. Eu não consigo chegar ao armário. This is actually for me. I'm actually not very tall. Of course, I'm Portuguese, a Portuguese woman. So often I cannot reach. I don't have that physical ability to reach like the higher cupboards of my kitchen. So, eu não consigo chegar, reach, ao armário. Okay? Let's see one more example, because I know you can relate with this one. Okay. Os portugueses falam tão rapidamente que não consigo compreender o que dizem. The Portuguese speak so fast that I cannot understand what they say for the life of me. They speak so fast que eu não consigo compreender. I don't have that mental ability. Okay? So I think we have here quite a few examples for having the mental or physical ability. Now let's see alcançar, let's see achieve. This is nuanced. I'm going to give you an example. For example, consegui. I did it. I achieved something. Venci a corrida. I won the race. This is an achievement. Of course, because of my physical ability in this situation, but there's a difference here. Okay, so we can use it for this precise, very precise meaning. Okay, so now we've really saw the meaning of conseguir. We broke everything down. Conseguir is we saw lots of examples. We're done with it. We're done with conseguir. Let's look at poder. Poder. We are here. We use it in a different way. We use it for different situations. Poder. I use it for possibility. Possibilidade. We use poder for pedir ou dar autorização. So second function, second use. To ask or give permission. To ask for permission or to give permission. Okay, so possibility, permission. 3. Proibição. Prohibition. Something's out of reach, forbidden. Okay, and then we have an advanced tip. It's the 4th one. We'll look at it at the end. So let's move forward. Possibilidade, the first function. Let's look at the first 3 examples. Possibilidade, possibility. Podemos ir ao teatro hoje. O que achas? We can go to the theater today. What do you think? So this is about possibility. It's a possibility. And the person asks the question, and we actually use this a lot for kind of introducing an invitation. It's not a formal invitation. I am inviting you to go to the theater or the cinema, or it's not formal, but it's kind of, it works as an invitation. Oh, we could go to the theater. No, podemos ir ao teatro hoje. O que achas? And then we ask for the person's opinion. O que achas? Because verbo achar is a verb to ask for one's opinion or to give our own opinion. Okay? So, this is the first example. Let's look at another example for the same function, possibilidade. Possibility. No futuro, and now I'm using a difficult tense. I'm so sorry. As pessoas poderão. This is the strong syllable. Poderão. I'm in the future tense. I'm not in the past tense. Past tense is different. Puderam. Strong syllable here, here. Poderão. This is the strong syllable, the last one. So I know I'm in the future. So I'm talking about possibility. No futuro, as pessoas poderão viver até aos 120. Maybe people will live to be 120 years old. And notice this, I didn't add 120 anos, because when we speak, we actually speak like this. Many times we just 120, 120, because the context gives us the rest of the information. I don't need to put every word. We Portuguese trust in the intelligence of the people we speak with. Okay, so no futuro as pessoas poderão viver até aos 120. It's a possibility. Third example for the same function, possibility. I don't want to use this. I want to do it. Okay. Cuidado, podes levar uma multa. So many interesting things here to break down, but I have to focus on poder e conseguir, okay? But it would be wonderful to be able to analyze everything with you, because I chose very specific examples that broaden your awareness of how our language works, how we really use it. Okay, so here, cuidado, podes levar uma multa. You can you can get a fine. It's a possibility. Now for fine, this is interesting. We use the verbo levar. Levar uma multa. This means to get a fine. Even though verbo levar technically has a different meaning, but we do this sometimes for some situations. We use verbs that don't quite seem to fit, but for that situation, it's a structure. We use it that way. And this is what happens with levar uma multa. Okay, but the point here is, cuidado, there is a possibility you get a fine. Be careful, beware. There's this possibility. Okay, so we saw lots of possibilities. Let's look at second function, second use. Pedir ou dar autorização. Let's look at two examples. This is so common. If you are at the doctor's office or something of that kind, you will probably have to ask this, or someone will tell you something of the kind. So, posso, second example, posso entrar? Can I come in? And the answer is podes, if it's an informal situation. The person is addressing me by tu. Pode, if it's the doctor or the nurse, right? In those situations, we use the formal pronouns and, of course, the conjugation of the verbs that correspond to those pronouns. Posso entrar? Pode. This is formal. Can I come in? Yes, you can. This is the doctor. Second example. Okay. Second example. Posso me sentar? Can I sit here? Can I sit down? And the answer is very Portuguese. It's not, yes, you can. It's à vontade. Go ahead. Like we are making the other person comfortable. Of course. I don't mind. No, not at all. Be comfortable. Okay, so à vontade. Now, third function, proibição. Now, proibição has a tiny detail. Usually, proibição is defined, there are prohibitions because of external factors or rules, and that's not 100% accurate. Most of the times it is. We use the verb poder to talk about prohibitions that come from the outside. It's rules or something of the kind, or laws. Sometimes it has to do with us. So I'm going to give you 2 different examples so you can see. Something that's not an external prohibition. We are here. Não podemos comer morangos. Sou alérgico. This is not me speaking, otherwise it would be sou alérgica. I'm a woman. Não posso comer morangos. I cannot eat strawberries. I'm allergic. It's a prohibition. I cannot. I will go to the hospital. I will not be okay. So this is not an external rule, right? Right, it's not. Let's look at the other example. This is an external rule. It's the law. 3. Não podemos, again, verbo poder, não podemos estacionar aqui. You see the verb afterwards? It's in the infinitive. Não podemos estacionar aqui. É proibido. We can't park here, it's forbidden. The law doesn't allow it. Okay? So we saw all the meanings of conhecer, saber, first 2. And then we saw the other pair, poder e conseguir. Very different meanings for all of this. Let's look at the advanced tip. For verbo poder, we do this. We do use it in this way. It's not very nice, but we do use it. So we use it for endure, tolerate, like I can't stand that person. This is not very kind, but we say it, and everyone has this one of these moments in their lives. So everyone's human. The last example. Não posso com o nosso vizinho. I can't stand our neighbor. Okay. Oh, this translation is, I can't stand. You see, this is what happens because the AI is wonderful for lots of things, but it makes lots of mistakes, especially in Portuguese. This is very, very true. It uses rules of Brazilian Portuguese all the time to deal with the European Portuguese. Okay, I get this from my students a lot, and then we have to unlearn everything that all the apps and all the AIs and all the everything did. Okay, so não posso com o nosso vizinho. I can't stand our neighbor. I cannot tolerate him. Okay, so this is an advanced tip. If you can use it not for a person, for an activity. Não posso com este livro, não posso com este livro. I can't stand this book. I can't stand this author, for example. Não posso com este autor. Okay? And this is it. We did it. I stayed longer than I wanted to. This was longer than I hadn't intended. But okay, this is life. I will get better at this. So let me just check if there are any questions. Let me check. I don't think so. Oh, maybe there are. Let me, 1 second. Okay. I don't think there are any questions. Okay, so we're done for today. This was wonderful. Let me see if... Okay, so this was wonderful. Thank you so much for... Okay. Oh, I don't think there are any questions. Okay, so... I'm sorry. Okay, so this is live, okay? I will get better at this. And you will get better at Portuguese, European Portuguese. So this was the first live of this channel, dealing with verbs that are very easily mixed up, okay? So, conseguir, poder, conhecer, saber. I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me in the comments if you want me to do more of this. Questions you have, tell me in the comments so I can make more of these videos or lives or whatever, dealing with things you're struggling with, because that's the point. Okay, that's the point. I'm here to help. Okay, so see you next time. See you soon. Até breve.